It's time to check on the pastry, and it's looking really nice.
Really happy with the puff pastry. Super nice and crispy, and it's got a good amount of kind of strength to it as well, so the judges will be able to use that to eat the tartare.
I think I've actually created something that's really unique.
That's the invention, really, of reinventing beef Wellington, is that puff pastry ceases to become just a casing for the beef and becomes an integral part of how you eat the dish.
It's time to start plating, and I want to get that really nice, neat ring of the steak tartare. That's going to reference that slice of rare beef in the middle of a beef Wellington. I think I've done enough today to reference beef Wellington, which was the whole challenge.
Cook! 30 seconds!
Hasn't set. There are seconds to go in this cook, and I'm still debating with myself whether I leave the parfait off the plate or whether I put it on. I'm sort of playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I don't know if I leave it on or not.
I need to do something. I need to make a decision.
Never seen such intensity. Only 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds.
9, 8, 7,
just gonna tip
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
That was the wrong decision.
That's it. Today, you had to reinvent the beef Wellington. Bottom 3 dishes, unfortunately, will put their makers into tomorrow's pressure test. First dish we'd like to taste belongs to Arum.
Today, I've definitely reinvented that classic dish of beef Wellington. I've taken all those familiar flavours and textures, but put them into a whole new format.
You had all the advantage, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did it pay off?
I mean, certainly puff pastry in an hour and a half versus puff pastry in an hour is a massive advantage.
So, the dish?
So it's a beef Wellington tartare. I've played on the flavour profile of a beef Wellington, so the beef, mushrooms, a bit of mustard, the herbs and the puff pastry, but reinterpreting it with the pastry as the croutons to dip in.
Okay.
This is a really hard challenge. Reinvention is by far the hardest challenge we ever do. For me, when I have a mouthful of that rare beef and the mushrooms and the puff pastry, I get beef Wellington.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the rough puff is absolutely delicious. You've cooked it beautifully, it's perfect colour, it's got lovely flakiness. And I love that idea of using the pastry as a little vehicle, putting the mushrooms, putting the beef, putting the herbs. Before you hand it back, what is my favourite bit of a beef Wellington?
That's the ends.
Thanks, Arum. Thank you.
I've never been in the top 3, and today is probably one of my best shots at it. I'm really hoping that I've done enough.
With my ice cream churning, I get onto my creme brulee.
Zoe, how are you cooking your creme brulee?
Cold set.
Cold set.
To make the cold set creme brulee, you don't bake it in the oven, you set it with gelatin in the fridge. The risk of setting with gelatin is that it might not set in time. But this is how I make brulee. Nice, Zoe.
Is it good, Zoe?
Yeah, I like it.
Great.
Tastes pretty good. I can taste the masala, I can taste the cinnamon. It's not overly sweet. I think it's going to work.
So a creme brulee to you is something silky, crunchy
Smooth.
caramel on the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Normally I caramelise the top separately and then put it on when the brulee has set, but I just won't have time, so I'm going to blowtorch straight over the top. My mascarpone ice cream has finished churning.
Delicious.
Shannon likes it. I'm stoked. I need to get it in the freezer to set.
Good job, Zoe.
Zoe, it's all about the pin. Jake, it's all about your reputation. You've got 30 minutes to go.
Such a panic. If someone with so much experience is worried about it setting, then I should be worried about setting also. Oh, it's not set yet.
No, not set yet.
I'm just worried it'll freeze. I decide I'll leave it in there for at least another 5 minutes.
Zoe's got a brulee in the freezer. The biggest concern is that it doesn't set in time.
Really hoping Zoe can pull it out of the bag.
You happy with all your other elements?
I want to take this bit of time to think about plating up.
It's okay, don't panic. Beautiful, no, stunning, great technique.
Great, Zoe. Good job, Zoe.
I need to have my ice cream already quenelled and also my figs in a separate bowl so that the dish can be plated by the waiter in front of the judges. There's no time left. I have to take my brûlée out of the blast chiller and my brûlée is set on the edges with a slight wobble in the middle, which is just how I want it. I'm so happy. So I start to caramelise the sugar.
Hold the lock down and then press the button.
I really want a crisp, crunchy, caramelised topping, but I'm running out of time.
45 seconds.
It's taking ages to caramelise the sugar, and at the last second, I'm not sure, but I think the gelatin might be melting under the heat. It's too late to do anything now. I just have to keep going and hope it's still set enough. I'm so nervous. I just hope my brûlée's still set underneath.
Oh, here we go.
Masala and cinnamon creme brulee, masala figs, and mascarpone ice cream.
It's running. It's changing. It's welling up like a flood. Wow. But the ice cream's sinking.
Yeah, it's ruining the crunch of the brulee top, which is the whole point about a creme brulee.
Can I lift some out?
Yeah, let's have a look.
It's like a soup.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
No. That's... What a show.
Wow. Pass that down. It's a shame, isn't it?
Let's see how it tastes.
Nice flavours.
Great, lovely flavours. Cinnamon flavour is nice and subtle. Figs, the masala, lovely combination. Mascarpone ice cream, smooth and clearly tastes of mascarpone.
But that's not a creme brulee.
For me, it's just custard with figs.
And very nice
Yeah.
custard figs.
Gee.
You're sitting here confused.
Gee.
There is no room for error. 1 hour to go. Keep pushing, Georgia. Come on, Georgia.
I've got 11 elements on my main, and I've still got to do the dill and tapioca crisp, the crispy skin, the apple, Mexican cucumber, and telegraph cucumber pickles, fresh cucumber, some dill, and the smoked bone mayonnaise. Come on, come on, come on. I'm smoking the trout bones to give them a beautiful smoky flavour, and I'm going to use them in a mayonnaise. Creativity is definitely my strength, so I'm really pushing myself. I really want to get into that grand finale. This dish is so delicate, it's so technical, and the elements and the ingredients and the flavours that are going into the dish are basically me. Beautiful. Smoky. I really just have to move as quick as I can to get my other elements done.
Come on, Georgia.
She's got a lot to do, to catch up.
I know. I was really worried. Yeah. The nerves are really getting to me, and I'm freaking out. I've got so much to do, and I really need to get a move on. There's 20 guests coming really soon.
You should be plating up right now.
I know I should be. I'm really not ready to start plating up yet. I'm still frying off the dill and tapioca crisp, frying off fish skin. This is taking forever.
Come on, Georgia, Georgia, Georgia.
And on top of that, I still have to slice the ocean trout.
That needs to be now. Now. Come on.
I've got to be ready in a matter of minutes, but I'm not ready.
First docket in.
Finally got the first 4 plates out, but I'm miles behind Jessica and Billy.
Done, and I have my last score.
Service.
I've still got so many plates to go.
Come on, Georgia. Come on.
I'm rattled with nerves. I can't believe how far behind I am.
A place in the finale is at stake here. Pump it for me, please. Come on.
Yeah, I'm coming.
You've got to think of a quicker way to plate this, huh?
I know I'm trying as I'm flustered.
Try and speed that up by limiting the amount of pieces you're even putting on the plate. Is there something you can do to just speed this up, okay?
I don't want to leave off any elements because they're all delicious.
Yeah. Limit the amount of steps you've got. You've got to hurry up.
All eyes are on me right now, and it's a horrible feeling. I just wanted to rewind.
We've just come so far, like it's just been the biggest journey, and I don't want it to be over. I so want to go into the finale tomorrow.
Focus, Georgia. You can do it.
Looking down at my dish, I'm really proud of it, and it's something that I've invented on my own. My whole experience has been a roller coaster, and I've definitely fought to get to where I am now. I'm not giving up. I'm just going to have to make time. I might be coming last, I might be on the verge of tears, and my hands are shaking like crazy, but I'm going to give those diners the dish that they deserve and the dish that I want to serve them. I want to fight for it, and I just need to power on.
Ready?
Okay.
I definitely tried to balance today's cookout by, going for big bang flavour but kind of more simple technique on my main so that I could kind of stretch myself with dessert a little bit more. But the flip side of that is if I haven't shown enough technique in the main, then that could bite me as well. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen.
We've got roast pork belly with smoked dashi yogurt, shisho, poached quince. Seasonal, clever. Oh, I feel almost teary.
Jessica has, from a visual point of view, nailed it.
Oh, look at that pork.
Hang on. We're going to do this, haven't we? Contain yourself, Gary. I'm just, you can do what you want. I'm eating a whole lot.
You know what it is? I feel like a little boy again. I'm mesmerised by its elegance, its restraint, its cleverness, and its full flavour.
Yeah.
Pork belly crackling, it's a surefire winner. But the temptation is to smash it with sweetness. But she's made those quinces into something savoury. She's brought saltiness and that kind of umami savouriness with the dashi and the smoke flavour in the yogurt. It's a pork belly dish you can eat without it being balanced with sweetness, which is so rare.
He's weak at the
He's
knees.
just gone crazy.
He's weak at the knees.
It's so good. That crackling, I don't think we've ever had a better crackling in the MasterChef kitchen. That is amazing.
My cherry jam Lamington.
Wow, come down quickly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like a Lamington at all. From first impressions, it looks kind of simple, but yeah, I know that there's going to be a lot more to it than it seems.
So guys, this is a dessert version of a classic Australian Lamington. Then you've got the classic sponge in there. You've got the coconut cream. There's a cherry jam. And there's also chocolate ganache in there as well. And you've got the chocolate mirror glaze. So guys, we're going to get you to have a look in the middle. And you can see right in the middle there's cherry jam ice cream inside.
Oh my God.
Do you want to taste, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Try
Get in there, guys.
What are you tasting, guys? What flavours can you...
I just got a massive punch of cherry.
Tastes incredible. It transports you straight to that place.
To that flavour of the classic Lamington when you're a kid.
What are the sort of 3 key pressure points?
Getting all of the ingredients right. So every single one of them, the sponge, the coconut cream, the cherry jam ice cream, the ganache. And then I think once you've got that right, the assembly of the Lamington itself. And then last but not least, probably the most important thing is the shavings of coconut parfait. It's about getting the shavings thin enough as well.
This is just like a Lamington on steroids. The coconut shards are amazing, and I can only imagine how hard that's going to be to replicate.
A pressure test, a Lamington, I mean, who would have thought it would be that hard?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, back into line.
Thank you. It looks deceptively simple, this dessert, but it is going to be one of the hardest pressure tests ever set. There's so many elements. I'm really nervous.
You have 2 hours to reproduce that beautiful Lamington from Benelong. You'll find the recipe and all the ingredients that you need at your benches. Pete, do you want to do the honours and start it off?
Good luck. Time starts now.
Next thing is I get my sponge. Once I have my 8 cubes in a bowl, I get the cherry jam and I place 1.5 tablespoons on the sponge pieces. Actually add a little bit more because I love the cherry jam.
I'm worried about Teresa. She's added too much jam. I'm not sure that the flavour profile is going to match the one that Pete put on.
I taste the jam and it's a bit sweeter. I can't understand why the jam isn't tart enough. I added the right amount of pitted cherries, but I don't have time to fix it. The balance of flavor is so important for this dish. If I've made a mistake, just one small thing could be the thing that sends me home.
Come on, guys. Go on. Come on, Trish. That's it, boy. That's it. Get organised.
With 1 minute to go, I have to get the frozen shavings ready to plate, and I just hope it's set. If I don't have a dish that replicates Peter Gilmore's in taste and look, I'll be going home for sure. Go. I've only got 1 block of parfait left. I need to be so careful with them. All of a sudden, they start working perfectly. I'm so happy. I'm so relieved.
Come on, Mimi, let's go. 30 seconds.
Push, guys, make sure everything is ready. Guys, take it out.
The last thing I do to finish, I just carefully need to drizzle over the glaze so it's nice and smooth and shiny.
Come on, Trent.
I have no time left, and I need to throw my chocolate glaze in. I'm really worried because it doesn't look like Peter Gilmore's.
The time call you don't want to hear. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Your time is up.
You did it!
All right. Oh, Mimi, how'd you go? Did you get everything?
I'm gone.
Did you get everything?
Good stuff, Teresa. Good stuff.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got to the wire.
Oh, man, that was hard.
Far out.
Peter, I'll never look at those little Lamingtons in the bakery in the same light ever again, having just seen what Teresa, Trent and Mimi have gone through making your version.
Wow.
Well, I can't wait to taste them because Lamington is, after all, one of my favourite desserts.
You've got a lot of favourites,
I
Gary.
do.
Let's get the first Lamington in.
I'm super proud of how I've gone today. I think the dish looks really good. Maybe not exactly like Peter Gilmore's, but really happy with all the elements.
How'd it go?
Yeah, it was fun. It was intense, but yeah.
Pretty intense. I mean, we were looking across the three of you and thinking, there's no way they're going to finish. Have you?
Yeah, I've got all the elements on there.
All of them?
Yep.
Have you done enough to stay in the competition?
Getting to the top 10 was a huge milestone, but I feel like I'm good enough to stay in the competition now. I've loved food for a while, but to sort of come here and have the experiences that I've had, it's really sort of made me think about it a lot more seriously. And I'd love to one day open a restaurant where I can build the restaurant on the farm, grow everything, and have it sort of as a farm sort of lifestyle that I grew up with. As long as I'm taking steps in the right direction to where I want to be at the end of the day, I'm happy.
Right, go for it. Plate it up. Let's taste. Thank you, Trent.
Thanks.
What do you reckon, guys?
Wow, pretty good effort. The surface of the Lamington maybe is not quite as flat and smooth, but I think, you know, it's all going to come down to taste, really, isn't it?
There's a real bright acidity about the jam. There's a wonderful dark bitterness in the mirror glaze, and the ice cream is super smooth and has a really lovely morello flavour.
We've got 10 minutes to plate up after the cook ends, but we've got to have all our elements and garnishes ready before time runs out. I've got fennel flowers, fennel fronds, candied ginger cubes, and crisp pearls.
Everything needs to be exact, otherwise it's going to not reference Brendan's, and I don't want to go home.
30 seconds left. Yes, George. Check everything.
Yes, George.
Make sure it's all ready to go.
Yes, George. I'm looking at the garnishes. I'm ticking them off one by one. Chopped candy ginger. Balls, yes. What's my crisp pearl? What are crisp pearls? I've not made that element.
You have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Your time's up. Well done. Well done. 3 hours goes quick, doesn't it?
I was like holding my breath.
All good?
I know I'm missing some components on this dish. I don't know if I've done everything.
What are you missing?
The fennel flowers.
Fennel flowers and something else.
Oh, I haven't got the candied chopped ginger. It's garnish, but in a dish like this, I think it's important to have everything.
Everything done or not?
Yeah, but my fennel shots are in the freezer.
Difficult challenge for the 4 of them. And a fascinating challenge because they got to use the 3D printer. That's a once in a lifetime, isn't it? We don't see that very often. And a really complex dish, Brendan.
Some of the contestants had some struggles towards the end, actually completing the challenge in its entirety. But on the whole, I'm very excited to see what they've actually produced.
And I think that's going to be very much the thing today. There are so many elements, and we know that I think only one of the contestants has done everything. So that's good. That gives us a chance to see how those absent flavours affect the balance of texture and of taste in the dish. And I think that's where we're going to find the difference between who stays and who goes.
Well, they all get 10 minutes to plate up their dish, so let's get Ben going.
Ready? Come on.
Thanks, guys.
This dish is so particular. Brendan's plating up was just immaculate. I pipe my lemon curd into my white chocolate base. I've got my crisp pearls, my fennel shots, and the rocher discs, and the parfait balls, and my candied ginger cubes. For my garnish, I've got fennel flowers, fennel fronds, and my ginger snow to finish it off. I'm really happy with all the elements. I've managed to do them all, and I couldn't do any more. I'm pretty stoked to be serving Brendan's dish back to him. I'm quietly confident, but in this competition, you just never know.
Take a seat, man.
Thank you.
It's been really interesting watching you. In the kitchen, you were organised, you were clean, you were neat, you were tidy. Were you more focused because of the fact that potentially you could be going home?
Yeah, I definitely don't want to go home. This means a lot to me, and I've never had an opportunity like this to be a part of something like MasterChef, and it truly is an amazing experience, and I want to take every last bit of it.
Loads of elements on this dish. Have you missed any off?
No, I haven't.
Great.
Does it make you feel good?
Yeah, it does. I was walking out of that kitchen beaming.
Good on you, Ben. We really loved watching you cook, but at the end of the day, as they say, the proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
Yep, definitely.
Right. Come and reveal. does that look? Yeah, it's beautiful,
Love the
isn't
precision.
It is.
Love the
it is.
precision.
All the elements on the plate just looks like a restaurant quality dish.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I love the fact that that's actually a snow and it's super fine.
And looking really pretty.
All right, let's taste. Is that a smile on your face?
I think it's bang on.
Yeah?
I think it's beautiful. Beautiful execution. Flavors, all the right balances there. He's got enough sweetness, but again, he's got enough of that herbaceous characters to actually balance it.
This is an amateur cook that had 3 hours to prep your dessert.
For someone to walk into a kitchen, walk into our kitchen, professional setup, 3-hour time frame, bang this out, I tell you, he's probably twice the cook than I am.
I think Ben's done an outstanding job. You know, the caramelisation of the white chocolate, absolutely spot on. The snow cascades, it's got that lightness.
All the textures there, all the flavours there, every element is there and looking absolutely pretty as a picture. So, you know, big thumbs up for this one.
Right, let's get Janine started on her plate up.
Good luck.
Plating up, I feel the pressure is on. I need to try and get this as good as Brendan got it. It's a bit like Tetris. I'm really happy with my lemon curd parfait balls and coconut brochet. I just hope that it's going to be enough because it is very obvious that there are missing elements and it could send me home. Looking at this dish, it is very obvious that there are missing elements. I just hope that it's going to be enough.
Well, Janine, a big cloche covering some big hopes. Are those hopes going to come true, or are you going home today?
I hope I'm not going home today. I know that there's some things missing. The fennel flowers, the ginger, and I didn't have enough time to pound the snow.
So you didn't get to blitz the snow, so you got...
I've got snowballs.
You got snowballs?
I've got snowballs.
Do you think those little things are going to cost you?
Possibly.
Janine, do you want to reveal?
Sure.
Do you want to put the snow on?
That's not too bad.
It's time for us to taste. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Brendan, what do you think?
Just by the looks of it, she's missing what seems to be the candied ginger, the crisp pearls, and the fennel flowers.
That if you've eaten the original, you'll be craving that crispness, those extra little punches of flavour. But until we taste it, we can't pass judgment.
So what do you think, Brendan?
The lemon curd parfait balls are beautiful. The snow, actually, despite it not being blended, is really fresh and it's cutting through very nicely.
I agree with you. The ginger snow, it tastes great.
The little discs of coconut rocher, that were great.
But the actual caramelized white chocolate, it's rather light in flavour. You can tell she hasn't cooked it out enough. She hasn't drawn enough of that flavour out of it.
I'm missing the herbaceousness of what your dish had, you know, by putting the fennel fronds,
and fennel pollen.
And pollen, that added this savoury note to your dish that this lacks.
There's nothing relieving the sweetness, so it ends up being quite a sweet dessert, whereas yours is a lot more balanced and it has all those facets of a lemon meringue pie, but with the sophistication of the herbaceousness of the fennel, which sadly is missing in this dish.
OK, time for Chloe.
Good luck.
Good luck. The fennel shots are supposed to be a frozen element, but I've decided, even though mine aren't in the freezer, they're on the veg, that I'm going to use them because we really need those balance of flavours there for the dish to work. I don't want MasterChef to end, and I'm just hoping that the flavours work.
You were very emotional at the end of that cook.
Yeah, I was.
What's that?
Because I left my little fennel spheres on the bench.
So they would have defrosted.
I've still used them just because I wanted that fennel flavour there.
Right, Chloe, let's put some snow on there. Chloe, thank you.
What do you think? I think there's a lot more refinements to this plate than the previous.
It's interesting, isn't it, how care in the kitchen translates to sophistication on the plate. Everything is there, even those fennel shots she had problems with. She's put them on, but they've got a bright green colour, and smart move to put on. Their presence just brightens up the dish. I'm excited to taste.
I'm really liking the caramelised white chocolate, the lemon curd, the lemon spheres, and lots of crunch, lots of toastiness from the rocher as well. So there's some really good stuff in there.
It's so bright and so refreshing. I'm so pleased for it. It's a great dish.
All the elements that she's put up, you know, on their own, they're really tasty. They're really well executed, and that's indicative of a really well executed plate of food.
Mm-hmm.